Hi everyone, welcome to NEET Biology channel.
Which of the following features best distinguishes Archaebacteria from Eubacteria? A. Presence of plasmids. B. Absence of nucleus. C. Cell wall composition. D. Binary fission as a reproductive mode. Correct option is C. Cell wall composition. Explanation: both Archaebacteria and Eubacteria lack a nucleus and reproduce by binary fission, and both may have plasmids. However, cell wall composition is distinctly different. Eubacteria typically have peptidoglycan, while Archaebacteria have pseudopeptidoglycan or S-layer proteins, allowing survival in extreme conditions. Which function is common to both chemosynthetic autotrophs and heterotrophs? A. Carbon fixation. B. Production of oxygen. C. Energy generation via oxidation. D. Use of chlorophyll. Correct option is C. Energy generation via oxidation. Explanation: both chemosynthetic bacteria and heterotrophs generate energy via oxidation reactions. Chemosynthetic autotrophs oxidize inorganic substances. Heterotrophs oxidize organic matter. However, only autotrophs fix carbon, and only photosynthetic organisms use chlorophyll. Which group of bacteria contributes directly to biogas production in ruminants? A. Halophiles. B. Methanogens. C. Eubacteria. D. Thermoacidophiles. Correct option is B. Methanogens. Explanation: methanogens, a type of Archaebacteria, reside in the gut of ruminants and digest cellulose anaerobically to produce methane, biogas. Halophiles and thermoacidophiles live in salty and hot environments, respectively, and Eubacteria do not produce methane in this context. Why do antibiotics like penicillin fail to act on Mycoplasma? A. Mycoplasma actively secrete antibiotics. B. They reproduce too quickly. C. They lack cell walls, the target site of the drug. D. They have a double nucleus. Correct option C. They lack cell walls, the target site of the drug. Explanation: penicillin targets the bacterial cell wall, peptidoglycan. Since Mycoplasma completely lack a cell wall, the antibiotic has no site of action, rendering it ineffective. Which of the following best describes the dual role of Cyanobacteria in an aquatic ecosystem? A. Carbon fixation and oxygen depletion. B. Nitrogen fixation and eutrophication. C. Disease transmission and energy storage. D. Methane production and thermal tolerance. Correct option is B. Nitrogen fixation and eutrophication. Explanation: Cyanobacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen in water bodies, beneficial, but under polluted conditions, they also form blooms, leading to eutrophication, which can deplete oxygen and harm aquatic life. Assertion: bacteria are structurally simple but exhibit complex behavior. They show the most extensive metabolic diversity among all living organisms. Reason: their metabolic activities include photosynthesis, nitrogen fixation, and the oxidation of inorganic compounds like ammonia and nitrites. A. Assertion is true but reason is false. B. Assertion is false but reason is true. C. Both assertion and reason are true but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Correct option. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation. Both the assertion and the reason are correct, and the reason clearly explains the assertion. Although bacteria are prokaryotic and simple in cellular structure, their metabolic versatility is unmatched. Some are autotrophs, either photosynthetic or chemosynthetic, while others are heterotrophs that act as decomposers or nitrogen fixers. This diverse metabolic potential justifies their classification as behaviorally complex despite their simplicity. Assertion. Cyanobacteria are also called blue-green algae and are capable of photosynthesis. They may form colonies that are surrounded by a gelatinous sheath. Reason. The presence of chlorophyll A and the ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen help them form blooms in polluted waters. A. Assertion is true but reason is false. B. Assertion is false but reason is true. C. Both assertion and reason are true but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Correct option is D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation. Both statements are correct, and the reason explains the assertion effectively. Cyanobacteria, although prokaryotic, perform photosynthesis using chlorophyll A. Their colonies, often covered in a gelatinous sheath, allow them to float and clump together. Nutrient pollution promotes their nitrogen fixation and rapid growth, which leads to algal blooms in water bodies. Assertion. Eubacteria are known as true bacteria and possess a rigid cell wall. Some of them are motile due to the presence of flagella. Reason. Their motility and cell wall help them perform photosynthesis in the same way as eukaryotic plants. A. Assertion is true but reason is false. B. Assertion is false but reason is true. C. Both assertion and reason are true but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Correct option is A. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation. The assertion is correct. Eubacteria have a rigid cell wall, and many are motile with the help of flagella. However, the reason is false. Even though some eubacteria like cyanobacteria are photosynthetic, their method is not identical to that of plants. While both use chlorophyll A, plants are eukaryotic and have chloroplasts, whereas bacteria lack membrane-bound organelles. Therefore, bacterial photosynthesis is structurally different despite some biochemical similarities. Assertion. Mycoplasma are the smallest living cells discovered and are unique among prokaryotes. They can survive without oxygen and are pleomorphic in nature. Reason. Their lack of cell wall makes them highly flexible in shape and resistant to antibiotics like penicillin. A. Assertion is true but reason is false. B. Assertion is false but reason is true. C. Both assertion and reason are true but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Correct option is D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Explanation. Both statements are true, and the reason correctly explains the assertion. Mycoplasma are unique because they lack a rigid cell wall, which not only makes them pleomorphic, able to change shape, but also makes them inherently resistant to antibiotics targeting cell wall synthesis, such as penicillin. Their survival in oxygen-deficient environments further highlights their adaptability. Assertion: methanogens are found in the guts of ruminant animals like cows and buffaloes. They help in the breakdown of cellulose and contribute to the production of biogas. Reason: these organisms belong to Eubacteria and are known for their ability to photosynthesize in anaerobic conditions. A. Assertion is true but reason is false. B. Assertion is false but reason is true. C. Both assertion and reason are true but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. D. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Correct option is A. Assertion is true but reason is false. Explanation: the assertion is true. Methanogens reside in the rumen of cattle and help digest cellulose anaerobically, releasing methane, a component of biogas. However, the reason is false. Methanogens are not Eubacteria, they are archaea, and they do not perform photosynthesis. Instead, they produce methane through anaerobic respiration of organic matter. Therefore, the explanation is incorrect and unrelated to the assertion's truth.